Hello, dear viewer. Welcome to the Pastology channel. Today we will look at the history of France. As you know, most of the wars in Europe in the Middle Ages were religious wars. The events of Bartholomew's Day, which took place against the backdrop of religious wars, were one of the darkest days in French history. Let's see how this event unfolded. The Saint Bartholomew's Day massacre was a massacre of French Huguenots, Protestants, in Paris on the night of 24th to 25th August, 1572. The massacre was planned by Catherine de Medici and carried out by Roman Catholic nobles and other citizens. It was one of a series of civil wars between Roman Catholics and Huguenots that swept through France in the late 16th century. The origins of the Saint Bartholomew's Day massacre were rooted in political and religious rivalries within the French court. The Huguenot leader, Admiral Gaspard de Coligny, advocated a war in the Low Countries against Spain as a means of preventing a resumption of civil war, a plan that King Charles IX of France was about to approve in the summer of 1572. Charles's mother, Catherine de Medici, feared Admiral Coligny's growing influence over her son. Accordingly, she approved of a plot by the Roman Catholic House of Guise to assassinate Coligny, and found him guilty of the murder of François de Guise in 1563. On August 18, 1572, Catherine's daughter, Marguerite de Valois of France, married the Huguenot Henry of Navarre, the future Henry IV of France, and a large number of the Huguenot nobility arrived in Paris for the wedding. 4 days later, an attempt on Admiral Coligny's life failed. He was only wounded. To appease the angry Huguenots, the government agreed to investigate the assassination attempt. Fearing that her complicity would be exposed, Catherine secretly met with a group of nobles at the Tuileries Palace to devise a plan to completely eliminate the Huguenot leaders who were in Paris for the wedding festivities. Charles was persuaded to approve the plan, and on the night of August 23rd, the members of the Paris municipality were summoned to the Louvre and given their orders. Before dawn on August 24th, the bells of Saint-Germain-l'Auxerre rang, and the massacre began. One of the first victims was Coligny, who was killed under the supervision of Henri of Guise himself. Even in the Louvre, the servants of Navarre were massacred. Only Henry I de Bourbon, the second prince of Navarre and Condé, survived. The houses and shops of the Huguenots were plundered, and their inhabitants were brutally murdered. Many of the bodies were thrown into the Seine. Even after the royal decree of August 25th, the bloodshed in Paris continued and spread to the provinces. Among the victims were the Huguenots of Rouen, Lyon, Bourges, Orléans, and Bordeaux. Estimates of the number of people killed in the riots that lasted until early October ranged from 2,000 by a Roman Catholic apologist to 70,000 by a contemporary Huguenot, Maximilien de Bethune, Duc de Sully, who narrowly escaped death. Modern writers place the number at 3,000 in Paris alone. News of the massacre was welcomed by King Philip II of Spain, and Pope Gregory XIII issued a medal to commemorate the event. The Protestant states were horrified. To explain the massacre, Charles claimed responsibility for it and claimed that it was a Huguenot conspiracy against the crown. Instead of overthrowing the Huguenot party, as Catherine had hoped, the massacre renewed hatred between Roman Catholics and Huguenots and helped to renew hostilities. Since then, the Huguenots have abandoned John Calvin's principle of submission to the civil magistrate, that is, to royal authority, and have adopted the idea that rebellion and tyranny can be justified under certain circumstances. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. What other topics would you like us to post videos on? Write in the comments. The Pastology channel will create for you.